In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 traits of a confident man, the kind of man that most women, if not all, go absolutely crazy for. While researching what other bloggers say about this and related topics, I often came across the same recycled list of qualities. Things like taking responsibility for everything, being reliable, tolerant, and so on. These are traits that many women say they're attracted to when talking about the kind of men they like. But I want to take a different angle and look at some other signs of a confident man. The kind that, in my opinion, don't just sound good in theory, but actually attract women in real life. Let's start with this. A truly confident man has a clear and specific idea of the kind of qualities he wants to see in a woman before getting into a relationship. He knows what kind of woman it makes sense to build something with, and what kind absolutely doesn't. Often, aside from a pleasant appearance, he doesn't expect anything more from a woman at all. Even early on in communication, when a woman herself asks a man what kind of women he likes, a lot of guys immediately start describing physical features. And it would be fine if that were just one part of the answer, but all too often, that's where the list ends. This gives the impression that things like loyalty, kindness, emotional support, and other frankly essential qualities don't matter to him at all. A man who does have standards beyond appearance really stands out from the crowd. He's confident and knows exactly what he wants in a partner. The second trait of a confident man that drives women wild: he doesn't ignore discomfort in communication or in the relationship overall. Sooner or later, in any relationship, there comes a moment when a woman starts sending subtle warning signs. It could be something as minor as a slightly rude comment directed at you, or as serious as a male coworker giving her rides home or showering her with gifts, and she accepts them. A lot of men don't like these situations, but they either aren't willing to speak up about it when it's just a rude comment, or they're not ready to have a serious conversation or end the relationship when it comes to the coworker. There's also the scenario where the guy does try to talk about it, but she doesn't take him seriously and sees nothing wrong with her behavior. And even though he's clearly uncomfortable, she continues to accept the gifts. An insecure man will stay in that kind of relationship. The third trait is the ability to say no to a woman. And I don't mean saying no just for the sake of it. I'm talking about situations where a woman knowingly puts her own interests above yours and is fully aware of what she's doing. An insecure man trying to please her is willing to sacrifice just about anything. And believe it or not, there are plenty of men who practically lay themselves at a woman's feet. But let's be real. It's hard for a woman to truly respect a man who doesn't even respect himself. The fourth trait is that his words carry real consequences. We already talked about how a self-respecting man won't ignore discomfort in a relationship. Let's go back to the example with the friend. Say you tell her, if this keeps happening, we're done. At first things go quiet. You don't hear anything, and maybe you even forget about it. Then suddenly you find out he gave her a ride again. Why did that happen? Most likely when you mentioned breaking up, deep down you weren't actually prepared to follow through. You just wanted to scare her a little. But she picked up on that and went right back to doing what she wanted. So if you're going to bring up a breakup, you'd better be ready to follow through on it. She needs to understand that you mean what you say, not that you're just throwing words around. The next trait is this: a confident man doesn't set out to impress a woman. And that's exactly why women find him more attractive than the guys who are constantly trying. He's not overly dependent on a woman's opinion, because his life is already full, exciting, fulfilling, and emotionally rich, with or without one. In the end, what truly sets a confident man apart is his self-respect, clarity about what he wants in a relationship, and his ability to set boundaries and follow through on them. He doesn't try to win a woman's approval. And ironically, that makes him even more attractive. His life is full and meaningful on its own, and that inner strength is exactly what draws women to him.